government office downtown. There is an additional benefit for Lowell residents.
Lowell is a school district of choice. We have a central enrollment office, and the city is broken into zones. And you can pick any school within your zone, and you pick your top 3 choices. For an example, if you choose a school and your child attends that school and you do not meet the requirements of No Child Left Behind, you now have an additional option of transferring your student out of that school to any school enrolled that does meet the requirements.
To further assist the process, every school has an assigned parent center or parent place. There are numerous booklets and fact sheets available in several different languages. Title I also makes provision for a parent-teacher liaison, which is a contact person between school and home, available for conference during school hours. Parent-teacher liaison Cindy McAndrews at the Bartlett Community Partnership School has a huge center with lots of materials, but very few visitors. She says that the resources and tutoring opportunities are available.
I'm very fortunate here. I have a huge parent center. This room is fabulous. And this is the parents' room. They can come here for anything. This is where we hold our meetings. This is where we'll have workshops. And I leave a display out of all of the resources that are available. Booklets explaining in further detail the different components of No Child Left Behind, as well as the various federal title acts that provide assistance to Lowell. This year, the district has moved to a new form of translation. Rather than a stamp that we used to say, you know, this is an important notice, please have it translated. We now use verbal translations through our Parent Information Center. And there's a stamp that goes on the bottom, and parents can call downtown and they can receive a verbal translation in Khmer, Spanish, or Portuguese.
The No Child Left Behind Act has empowered parents, but there remains a need for action.
And everybody needs a little pressure to work in that direction.
On an academic level for parent involvement, I would have to say I probably have not seen an increase. I'm not quite sure if it's because they don't want to or they're just not able to.
The No Child Left Behind Act is not perfect, and it remains a work in progress. But for all the information and resources available, it takes the parents' interest and involvement to ensure that their child isn't left behind.
I'm not a part of a redneck agenda. Now everybody to the propaganda. And sing along to the age of paranoia.
Imagine living on just $2 a day. For the average college student, this is the price of our morning coffee. But for the villagers of the Andean Peru, living on that meager amount is a harsh reality. Here at the University of Massachusetts at Lowell, students aren't just imagining living in these conditions. They are working to improve them through the Peru Project, one of several service-based projects here on campus. Since July of 1997, students and faculty have been participating in a group project with the villages surrounding Huarmey, Peru.
We now have systems in 27 different villages, and we've had like 75 different people, some more than once, but 75, mostly students from here, undergraduates and graduate students. And most of the systems have been designed by students and installed ideally by the students.
The Peru Project has brought lighting, hand radios, and vaccine refrigerators to the medical clinics, as well as water pumping and purification systems to the villages. They've also designed prosthetic limbs for individuals and have helped people set up their own businesses in fishing markets and making and renting lamps.
The capstone basically was the design of a prosthetic leg for a 12-year-old girl. Actually, she was 14 at the time in Peru, who had lost her leg above the knee. So it was just to provide her with a much better leg. I went down before we even found that project. We actually met the girl when we were down there and then decided to take that project on because there was other projects we could have chose from, like water pump system, and there was a need for a tool sterilizer, things like that.
Me and my group are doing a project for the Peru, and we're doing a headlamp and a lantern. Their electricity comes from solar panels. and we're basically building them a business that they can have and take over. The lanterns are meant for more household applications, just to light a little house, and the lanterns are meant for more like field work at night, because they have potatoes and different crops there that they could really use working at night. And the headlamps also are good for the kids because they can do homework. So.
The students of the College of Engineering at UML are provided with a closer-to-home service learning opportunity through the SLICE project.
I think it's important to understand that what SLICE is SLICE is an acronym, and it stands for Service Learning Integrated Throughout a College of Engineering. And that's what makes it a little bit unique to other service learning programs. With SLICE, it's integrated throughout the entire curriculum, meaning that it is just an ordinary part of the everyday experience of the engineering student. The goal is that every student in engineering at UMass Lowell will have at least one service learning project every single semester for their entire time here. I love the connections with the community. I like taking the professors out to look at proposed projects and see whether they would be a fit for their course. I enjoy taking the students out to the community if they're looking at something that they're going to be doing, introducing the community folks to them, having community folks come in. I think that community connection is sort of the most fun part for me.
Having participated in these efforts, the students and faculty are all benefiting, not just educationally but personally as well.
I think we chose because it was like it actually affected like a real person, and it was kind of a cool like motivation to be able to work on a project that you knew was going to actually have a use instead of just something that you were just working on for the grade.
It's a good feeling to know that what you're doing is going to a good cause and going to people that are less fortunate. It's definitely rewarding knowing that you're doing something good for people that need it.
We live in the community, work in the community. We should be part of that. We should be citizens contributing to the welfare of the people around us. And so that's kind of the philosophy behind it.
For more information on service learning here at UMass Lowell, please visit slice.uml.edu.
What's cooking in Mill City?
What's cooking in Mill City?